Yo, what is good, YouTube, and welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, we're going to be ranking the best Ruby cards in NBA 2K24 MyTEAM. Here on this tier list, there's over 100 Ruby cards currently in my team in Season 1. I got about 45 of the top ones, so about the top half, little less than the top half of Rubies in the game. On this list to debate today, I will do Amethysts later on this week as well, and I'll probably do a video ranking every diamond in my team from worst to best as well before Season 2. But we're going to start off with this Ruby video today. Before we hop into the video, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Help me push towards the 14,000 subscriber mark on the channel. I upload every single day. Would really appreciate if y'all do subscribe. Trying to hit 14K by the end of October. Channel has been growing a lot, looking like we could definitely hit it before the end of October, if not even a little bit earlier. So would love to do that in the near future if at all possible. But without further ado, let's hop right into it. Gonna start off with this Alonzo Mourning card, who's really solid. Legitimately, as a Ruby, is a great card. He's got gold anchor, defends well on the interior, can hit a wide open three, and has very capable speed at the center position. Really nice card. Amari Stoudemire, also super athletic with the release that I actually like. Dunks the ball incredibly well. Doesn't defend that well, but at power forward or center, I do think he's actually a very good card, and I love the athletic ability. I think those are both definitely A-tier guys so far. Honestly, Andre Iguodala is probably an S-tier Ruby right now. I think he's a very good card in my team. He's a guy who's got a good release, defends very well, and can actually dribble okay with good speed as well. Iggy is always good in my team, and this year is obviously no different. Antoine Walker is mainly just a stretch three. He doesn't do a lot of stuff at a very high level on the court. Don't think he's great. I'm going to go C-tier for him. Whereas Baron Davis is an obvious S-tier, one of the most obvious on the list, in fact. A guy with good sigs who shoots the ball very well, but also dunks at a high level and defends on the perimeter at a very high level. One of the best, honestly, he's the best value point guard in the game right now. Top 5 point guard in my team, and a guy who 100% deserves an S-tier spot, and there's just no doubt. Bobby Jones, I don't care how good you are defensively, a 33 ball is not going to cut it at the 3 or the 4. Never can justify putting this card on my team, at least. If you run plays every play and use him as a only exclusively off-ball screener, you could kind of work, but it's about the only way you could use a guy like Bobby Jones effectively. Boris Diaw is legitimately solid. Kind of a jack-of-all-trades card with an okay release, can kind of defend, can kind of slash the ball and play make a little bit as well. Legitimately good jack-of-all-trades Ruby. I think maybe A is a little bit high, but no, I don't think it is, actually. I'm going to leave him there for right now. I think Brook Lopez is bad, but he does have the ability to stretch the floor and defend on the interior. He's just 25 speed, which means he's a snail, so that's a problem, but I still think he's probably C. I am actually going to give Bruce Bowen S. I would actually take him over Iggy at this point, to be honest. 3 and D value there with Bruce Bowen. Better release and a better defender, probably, at least in the perimeter than Iggy, but still very good interior-wise. He's a monster. Calvin Murphy's mainly on here as a meme, and also because he's a pretty recent card. The card is horrific. He has a 43 ball and is 5'9". I don't understand how that's even possible, how a midget with a 43 ball is even allowed to be in this game. Am I allowed to say that word? I hope I am. Regardless, going to go D tier for Calvin. I think Channing Frye is going to go A tier. I love his release. I think he is big as well. Defense really okay, but he's not a great defender. His defensive stats are not particularly good in my team. Now, I like the release, but he is slow, and again, like I said, does not defend super well, so I'm going to go down to B tier, I think, for Channing Frye. Chris Mullin, I'll go high C, I guess. Really good shooter, but unfortunately he's slow and he doesn't do a lot of other stuff. And he's not a great shooter in the way that Kyle Korver's a great shooter, where he just literally shoots over people. He's a good shooter and then needs a space to shoot, but will green contested shots occasionally shooter way, which I don't feel like is exactly what you're looking for most of the time. Chris Paul, again, is going to be like high B, low A. He's a guy who defends well and can shoot the ball. Capable playmaker as well, but like I don't know. Does he really want to? I'm not sure. I think he's a good card. I don't think he's an incredible card. I think I could put A. Defensively, it's really valuable, but he is undersized. He can't dunk. I'm going to go B for right now. I'm going to go A for Connie Hawkins. Carry dribble style is money. Moves really well for a guard. He doesn't shoot the ball super well, but that's okay. Darius Garland, not a huge fan. I'm going to go C for him for sure. Fast release, but doesn't move incredibly well and doesn't defend whatsoever, which is definitely a bit of a liability. I think David Thompson's kind of bad. Release is not horrible, but he has super low 3-ball and can't really shoot the ball at all. He's also only 6'4" at the shooting guard position, which means he's really small. De'Aaron Fox is going to go B tier for sure. I'd say I would probably take CP very slightly over De'Aaron, although admittedly that is very close and that changes day to day. So tomorrow I'd say take De'Aaron over Fox, or over CP3, but doesn't really matter that much. They're both very good options at the point guard position and definitely deserve spots pretty high up on this list. DeAndre Ayton's not a bad card, honestly. I feel like if I put Jenny Fry B, I probably got to put DeAndre Ayton B, but then it makes me wonder if I need to move a guy like De'Aaron Fox up or Chris Paul up. But, I mean, DeAndre Ayton has decent speed, can shoot an open three, and he's not a bad card. I think he's pretty okay, to be honest. I think he's better than DeMarcus Cousins, who has maybe slightly better speed, but doesn't defend particularly well, isn't all that versatile of a card or an NPC or whatever you want to call him. I just don't think DeMarcus is very good. Derek Jones, I do think is actually pretty good. I feel like his release is okay, but I also think it's pretty fast, something you got to get adjusted to. And I feel like he does do a good job of like kind of doing everything on the court at a pretty solid level as a small forward. So I think he's a pretty good card in B tier. Dylan Brooks, I don't like his release very much, but he defends well. He's a 3-and-D card. I don't think he's bad. I feel like it'd be gassing it to put him 3 tiers below Bruce Bowen. So we'll go 2. Giannis is definitely S tier, no doubt about that one at all. Obviously one of the best Ruby cards in the game, if not arguably the best. Can slash at an incredibly high level, rebounds very, very well, and just overall an incredibly versatile card, but can also shoot the ball as well, which is really, really nice. Isaiah's also 5'9". He's better than Calvin Murphy, but he still sucks. Gonna go D tier. Not even gonna waste my time. Jabari Smith, I like the release. Is he better than... I don't think he's better than Channing Frye. I'm going B. I like his release a lot, but he doesn't defend at all. He's only 6 foot. He like looks like 6'8". I don't know why he's listed at 6'10", but he looks like 6'8". But I don't know. Decent card, but I don't think he's incredible. So I'm going to go B tier for Jabari because he just doesn't do enough besides shoot the ball. Jaren Jackson Jr., I'm going to go C for... Because I like Jaren better than Aiden slightly, I think. So I'm going to go Jaren and B, and I'm going to go Aiden high C. Jaren's release is pretty good. He defends very well. Aiden's not quite as good of a defender, and I don't think he shoots quite as well either. So I'm going to go B for Jaren and C for DeAndre Ayton. I like this Jason Kidd card a ton. Do I like him enough to go S tier with him at this point? I don't quite think so, but it's dang close. I mean, release is there, and then he's defensively an absolute monster. He's not going to do a ton else besides that, but he'll hit open shots, and he'll defend his butt off, which is really, really nice. JaVale McGee's a pure inside. I don't think he's that good of an inside. I'm going to go D. I would take Ayton and DeMarcus Cousins over him, so I think that's a fair spot. Definitely going to go A for Jermaine, high A. You could almost argue S for Jermaine O'Neal. I really wouldn't argue with you. Like, he's a legitimately good card who can hit it open 3 with a decent release and defends pretty well. Very good speed at the center position. Not a bad card. I think Joakim Noah is a pretty good inside. I think he's better than JaVale McGee. I still think he's not my favorite. I would still probably put him towards the back end of C tier, but I don't think he's a terrible card. John Stock's is pretty good, actually. 6'5", same level as De'Aaron Fox and CP3. 6'5", defends okay, can dunk the ball wide open, and his release isn't bad. Not a bad option. Bruce, I'm going to go Julius Randle in C. I just don't think he's better than any of the guys in B tier. I'm just not that impressed with this card. He's not bad, but he's not incredible. Juwan Howard can't shoot the ball, and he's a wing. That's just like Bobby Jones. That's literally the only reason he's in D tier, but it's a very easy, good answer. So Karl Malone, I think, does deserve to go in the B tier. I'm a fan of Karl Malone as a card. Not a fan of him as a person, but his Ruby card was really, really good for me. Definitely a fan of that. Kobe's going to be absolutely insane when he gets a better card, but right now he's not quite there. He's B or C, but when he gets a better card, he's going to be really, really dangerous. I am going to give Kyle Korver A because of how cheesy he is and how annoying he is. He is available in Addendas today, by the way, when y'all are seeing this video, so it might be worth grinding that out for you if you are trying to get Korver in your lineup. Lamar Odom goes B, 6'10", defends okay, can shoot the ball, has decent size, just an overall pretty good card. Latrell Sprewell is a really nice, well-rounded shooting guard option. I think he's a better all-around card than Kyle Korver. Really like that card, so I'm definitely going to throw him in the A tier. And then Paulo Banchero, again, I feel like has to go B tier. I know we're having a lot of B tier guys, but guys like Jaren, Karl Malone, and Paulo Banchero, I would say are all on the same level. I don't feel like I can differentiate them too much. Even a Channing Frye, even though he's slower, or a Lamar Odom, there's just not that big of a differentiation. I'm going to go Rondo A tier. Amazing defensive PG. Really a big fan of him on there. And then his release is really nice as well. Is he better than Fox? No, I'm not. As much as I'd like to, I just don't think he's better than these B tier guys. They're all on the same level. I don't know. Braun Artest defends his butt off. He's a 3-and-D with a good release. Very good defender. I have been turned on to this card finally. Didn't realize how good he is, but he's legitimately good. Serge Ibaka is going to go S tier. Best big man value-wise in the game. Kind of like Baron Davis at the point guard position. A guy who can defend, dunk, and shoot at a very high level with pretty good speed and super long arms is super duper valuable. Sidney Moncrief going to go A tier for me. Amazing in defensive PG, but now again, he's not going to go A tier for me because I'm going to move De'Aaron Fox up. That's what I'm going to do. And we're going to live with it like this. I think the slashing aspect of Fox, with him still being an okay defender, is better than these guys' defense, in my opinion. So that's what I'm going to stick with for right now, at least. Steve Francis, I don't think is as good as the guys in B tier. I think some people like the card. I'm not a big fan. I think C is fair for him. And then I don't even know who this last player is. Thurl Bailey, that's who it is. I think as much as we have a lot of B tier cards, I think B is fair for Thurl Bailey as well. If he had a higher 3-ball, he'd be a dog. With how low his 3-ball is, it's a bit inconsistent, which prevents him from being a truly an elite level card. But with that being said, this is my Rubies tier list. A lot of medium tier cards for sure on this list. So hopefully that doesn't bother y'all too much. But hopefully y'all did enjoy the video. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'll be back with more 2K content very, very soon, and I appreciate y'all. Peace.